Hello, welcome to my channel Tall Talks from a Short Lady. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to write a formal report. Now this topic is very exhaustive, so I have divided into 4 different videos. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the different types of reports or the classification of reports. I would like to start by talking about what does reporting mean? Well, it comes from the Latin word reportere, which, if you break it up, re means back and porte means to carry, which means carry back. So your next question is, carry back what exactly? Well, information that only you have. So, whom do you bring back this information to? You bring it back to someone who does not have this information. So, if I try to summarize this, if you take information off the internet, compile it, and submit it in the form of a report, it really cannot be called a report because the information that you have access to is also available to your reader on the internet. So, such an activity cannot be termed as reporting. So now, let us see a few examples of reports. We deal with reports almost every day of our lives. Starting with our school days, we had school report cards that the school would send to our parents so that they know how we have been faring in school. In college, the teachers maintain attendance sheets so that they can send it to the different boards and universities to give them an idea about the percentage of attendance of each and every individual student. Next, we have mark sheets and transcripts, which are given by different boards and universities for other boards and universities so that they can refer to it for admission of any applicant. We also have medical reports, which are given to patients, which again in turn are meant for the doctors. And in today's time, we also need to produce some reports for different authorities to show them that we are free of COVID. Lastly, we also have bank statements which are given by the bank to us individually so that we have a fair idea of how much we have been spending and how much we have been earning. So now that we have seen a few examples, let us see how we classify different kinds of reports. Now, reports can be classified on various parameters. I would like to start with the first one, which is by subject matter. Well, reports can be prepared on any subject, be it accounting, finance, engineering, medicine, you name any of the other fields, and basically you can have a report. Next, we classify reports on the basis of the time interval, which means how often is a report written. Now, periodic reports are written at regular time intervals. Good example would be report cards that are prepared every semester, monthly bank statements that are sent every month, or a budget report which is maybe issued once a year. The next category is special reports, which are written as a one-time assignment and they are not repeated a second time. Examples would be the final year project report written by engineering students, or maybe a COVID-related update that is issued by the government. Next, we move to the most important classification category, which is by function, and this is perhaps the most important one because it decides the texture and the approach of a particular report. Now, I'm going to be using the example of a pizza delivery company to explain the 3 different kinds of reports possible on the basis of function. Now, the first one is called an informational report, where you present facts on a particular subject. For example, you're working for a pizza delivery company and your boss tells you to go and find out the total number of pizza delivery houses that are there in a particular location, say A. Now, if you go there, physically count the number of pizza delivery houses that are there, and you come back and report it, this becomes an informational report. In an informational report, you're simply presenting facts without going any deeper into the facts or analyzing them. Next kind of report is the examinational report, which takes the informational report one step further, because here you're not only presenting the facts that you have collected, but you're also analyzing the facts and giving some kind of interpretation or coming to some kind of a conclusion. So basically, you tell your boss that there are already 5 companies which are there in location A, and these companies are barely managing to survive, which means there are no profit, no loss. They are just breaking even. So this is known as an examinational report. Moving on to the third kind of report, which is the analytical report, which is again one step ahead of the examinational report. In an analytical report, you not only present the facts, you analyze, you come to a conclusion. And on the basis of your conclusion, you give some kind of recommendation. So, if you tell your boss that already there are 5 companies and they are not making a lot of profit, so it does not make sense to open a new pizza delivery house in location A. Instead, you should move to location B where there are no pizza delivery houses. That way, you can target exclusive clients. So these are the 3 different kinds of reports. For our students, I'm looking at an examinational report, or you can also aim for an analytical report. We will not look at informational reports because really there's not a lot of skill required in collecting data and just putting it together. Next, we are moving to the 4th classification of reports, which is by formality. Now, reports can be very formal. Example, a project report that you prepare for your manager. Or it can be informal reporting. For example, an update to the college general secretary on the number of sponsorships that you have accumulated throughout the day. The 5th way of classifying reports is by the physical factors, by which I mean how long or short the report is. The first way of writing a report would be through a memorandum format. Please refer to the image next to it. Next, we have a traditional letter format. Then we have a short report which might run to maybe 4 or 5 pages. And lastly, we have the long report, which is also known as the book format report. Now, this can run to anything between 20 pages, 100 pages, or 150 pages. Now, for our purpose this semester, we are going to be dealing with the long report. The last category of classification of reports is by the reader-writer relationship, by which I mean who is preparing the report and who is reading the report. The first kind is the administrative reports, which are written by people for other people within the same organization. An example would be a project report that is prepared by you for your team manager. The next kind is the professional reports, which are written by specialists who come from outside an organization. A very good example would be a NAAC accreditation team which visits different colleges to report on the quality of their education. The last kind is the independent reports, which are written for an indefinite public. Anybody who is interested can read these reports. An example would be a report from AstraZeneca on the latest vaccines available for COVID. Now, anybody who is interested in knowing about it can read such a report, and hence it is known as an independent report. Now, this is all I have for you in this session. For more videos on this topic, please refer to the description box below. The name of my channel is Dull Talks from a Short Lady, and with that, I will say thank you and bye.